Yeah, I thought I did. Good afternoon. Welcome to the May 11th, 2023 regular board meeting of the Sunshine Coast Regional District. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 1:45 p.m. and acknowledge that the Sunshine Coast Regional District is within the territory of the Sechelt and Squamish First Nations. We have an amended agenda in front of us. Any more additions, changes? Hearing none. Can I have a motion to adopt? Yes. Director McMahon, Director Toth, all those in favor? Good, we got an agenda. We're now on to the minutes. Annex A, pages 4 to 14, and it's the regular board meeting minutes of April 27th, 2023. Any errors, omissions within the minutes? Hearing none, can I have a motion to adopt the minutes as presented? Yes, I see it moved and seconded. All those in favor? Any opposed? No, that's done. Thank you. So, business arising from minutes and unfinished business. Is there any business arising from the minutes or unfinished business anyone would like to raise? No. Okay. So there is none, so we will then move on to reports. It's Committee of the Whole recommendations number 1 to 7 and 11 to 14 of April 27th, 2023, Annex B, pages 15 to 19. Before we adopt the recommendations in a block, would any directors like to pull any of the recommendations for separate consideration? Yes, Director McMahon.
Well, I have a follow-up question regarding on page 16, recommendation number 6, about the water regulations for food-growing farms. And I am expecting staff to come back with a recommendation for wording for a definition. When would that be happening?
Thank you for the question, and through the chair. So generally we wait until the minutes are adopted, and then we will start to draft some wording. So we haven't done that work yet, as these minutes haven't been adopted and we don't have that direction. Once we receive direction, that's something that we can work on in the coming weeks and bring forward to a committee of the whole meeting in June.
That's good. Okay. So, can I have a motion to adopt those recommendations then, please? Yes, I see Director Inkster, Director Toth. Any further discussions? No? All those in favor? Any opposed? Director McMahon, your hand is still up.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask if you had something. Okay, so we'll move on to item number 4, which is Annex C, pages 20 to 21, Special Electorate Area Service Committee recommendations, number 1 to 2 of May 4th, 2023. Before we adopt the recommendations as a block, would any directors like to pull any of the recommendations for separate? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt? Director McMahon, Director Stamford, any discussions? No? All those in favor? And then any opposed? Don't see any. That one's done. Okay, so we're on to item number 5 now. And that's Annex D, pages 22 to 24. It's request for proposals, RFP 2235-016, contract award, drywall remediation services at New West Gypsum, manager, solid waste services. It's a weighted vote. Would the manager of solid waste services like to introduce this for us, please?
Thank you, Chair. In the absence of the manager of solid waste services, I will present the report. Just for clarification, this is for a contract for drywall remediation services at New West Gypsum. So the we have a contract for transportation and recycling, as well as testing and abatement of drywall received at the SCRD sites, but we do not have a contract for drywall remediation services at New West Gypsum where it's hauled to. So we've had, on a rare occasion, had testing done at our own sites and then subsequently found asbestos at the site at New West Gypsum. So what this contract will do will, because New West Gypsum has implemented a procedure where they will do retesting regardless if we've done testing or not. And if they do find asbestos, this contract is to treat it at their site. So we're hopeful that it won't be necessary to even use these services. However, if there is a requirement to do so, we have a standing contract to do that.
Thank you very much. Directors, do you have any comments, questions? Okay. Can I have a motion to?
Sorry. Oh, I just had one question of clarification.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So
Director Toth? Oh,
No.
sorry, Director Bax?
the bearded one.
Yeah, the bearded one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, so this contract is, it's a maximum amount that we're willing to pay each year for this, for these services, and we could end up being nothing, right? Is that correct?
For certainty, I'll ask our procurement manager to respond.
Thank you for the question. Yes, so it's an up to amount. I mean, there is a potential that we could go over, but likely, hopefully not. So it would be, but we could spend nothing. If they find nothing, if, you know, there's nothing tested, then our dollar value would be zero. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? No? Can I have a motion to accept the recommendations on page 22? Director McMahon, seconded by Director Bax. Okay. No further discussion, I don't think, so I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? No, that passes. Thank you. So we're now on to item number 6, Annex E, pages 25 to 28. Engineering services for upgrade to McNeil, Chapman, and Edward Lakes Dams, contract amendment number 2. And who would be talking to that one? Oh, yes. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Through the chair, this report is to recommend contract amendment for the dam safety upgrades to McNeil, Chapman, and Edwards Lake Dams for the engineering services. It's 2 parts. One is to, I'll let the planes go by. There were some extra costs due to the delay in completing the design due to the length of the permitting process. So there were some additional costs to do a bunch of the back and forth with the dam safety officer, as well as respond to questions to DFO and other regulatory authorities. And the second part is to award the construction management services to the engineering consultants, WSP. In the original RFP, there's provisions to include the construction management services. However, we didn't have a number until the design was completed, and we're at completion now. So that's the recommendation is to amend the contract to WSP for the noted amount.
Thank you. It's busy getting onto the right page here. It's, do directors have any comments or questions on this one? Yes, Director Toth?
Thank you, Chair. Always concerned about the cost escalations of projects that we're undertaking and don't really have any options on. So just a general, concern. But I will move the recommendations on page 25 as presented.
Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder? Yes, Director McMahon. I see I have some hands up. Director Bax?
So I'm to understand that we're increasing the bottom line of this contract by $20,000? Is that the correct number?
Staff?
And it's, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, through the chair. No, as noted in recommendations 2 and 3, we're increasing the contract for McNeil Lake Dam by roughly 83,000.
Okay.
And to Chapman Lake and Edwards Dam for roughly 156,000.
And these are due to delays that we've encountered at the provincial level?
Yes, please.
Thank you, through the chair. If you look at table 1, it summarizes the contract amendment 2, what the total value we're recommending the increase for, and of that, I'm just trying to find the number, is very minor for the delay costs. It's on page 26, it's noted as 26,929 for the extra costs due to the 1-year delay. The remainder is for the construction management services, which is was included in the original RFP. Just the value wasn't determined until the design was completed, so now we have that number. So the only extra cost really is the 26,000 for the delay.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Director McMahon, please.
Yes, I really hope that we can get this done this year because, of course, every year we put it off, the costs go up. The advantage to dry weather, if we were to have dry weather, is that it's probably easier to do work on the dam. But if there happened to be siphons going over the top of the dam, would this get in the way of the construction work?
That seems like a good question for staff.
Thank you, through the chair. While the siphons are already in place, so we'll be working around the siphons no matter what. And so it shouldn't impact the construction program.
Thank you. Any further questions then? I think we have a motion on the floor and it's seconded, right? So seeing there's no further questions, I shall call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That passes. Thank you very much. We're now on to item number 7, which is Annex F, pages 29 to 30. And it's landscaping and lawn care services contract extension. And our purchase and risk officer, please.
Thank you. So the report is a multi-function service that we provide at our different facilities for landscaping, places like Field Road, basic landscape care for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was short. Yes, Director Toth?
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate the short and sweet introduction to this report. Happy to move the recommendations on page 29 as presented.
Thank you, Director Toth. I see it's seconded by Director Bax. Any further discussions? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? No, that passes. We're catching up for waiting for the chair here. Okay, we're on to item 7A, which is in our amended agenda. It's a Church Road Phase 4B Construction Management Services Contract Amendment 2237001. And it's pages 30A to C. And our manager of capital projects will introduce this for us.
Thank you, Chair, and through the chair. Presented to the board today for approval is a contract increase amount with Associated Environmental, the construction administrator for the Church Road construction project, in the approximate amount of $223,000 for a revised contract total not to exceed approximately $1,250,000, inclusive of which is a $60,000 contingency. Also requested is board approval for the transfer from the regional water capital reserves to fund this contract increase. This project has and continues to be a highly complex and intricate detailed project. And as I explained earlier from this morning, there have been over 71 field orders, 128 written clarifications and non-construction change orders to date. The primary contributing factors driving this cost increase are summarized in the board report. Staff recommends board approval of this cost increase and transfer of the regional reserves monies. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Directors, is there any comments, questions? No? Okay, I could see a motion to accept the recommendations then on page 30A. Director Toth, thank you. Director Inkster, seconded. No further discussions? I don't see anybody. Oh. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? No, that carries. Great, thank you. Thanks, everybody. We're on to communications now. It's item A, Annex G, pages 31 to 39. Is there any discussion on this? Yes. Sorry, we're on item number 8, which is regarding Interfor Corporation's 10-year dispositions in coastal British Columbia. It's under communications. Are you? Everybody there? Okay. Yes, Annex G. Okay. Director McMahon, please.
Yes, I was wondering if staff know where these tenures are and whether any of them are in the Chapman watershed.
Preliminary review would indicate that none of the proposed operations are in the Chapman watershed.
Thank you, CAO. Any, yes, a follow-up question, Director McMahon?
So if we have no direct interest, are we going to respond to this or not? What's our status there? Thank you.
Yes, CAO, do you?
Staff could provide a response based on direction from the board if so desired.
I don't see any further.
If there are no direct impacts on Chapman or any of our other drinking watersheds, then I don't see the necessity for us to respond to this.
Thank you, Director McMahon. Director Bax?
Yeah, I was wondering if this is an instance where we can advocate for organization like Community Forest. If Interfor is divesting some of their forest tenure, is it possible that we can ask that they divest some of it into the Community Forest tenures?
Good idea.
That's, yes. I don't think the CAO is ready to answer that one. How about I go to Director Toth? I think he has
Thank
some
you, Chair.
information on
As
this.
the District of Sechelt representative to the Sunshine Coast Community Forest, I know that the Community Forest is well aware of the 10-year disposition that's going on. They are already following up on opportunities, but the first round of dispositions are specifically targeted towards First Nations. So,
I understand.
yeah.
That's, yes. Are we good on that? Oh, okay. Then, hearing no further discussions, let's move on to number 8 on the communications. Somebody by the name of Silas White, Mayor, Town of Gibson's, dated March 15th, 2023, regarding gas tax, Annex H, page 40, and we added page 40A. Any discussions on that one? No? Okay. Then we'll move on to sorry? Needs to be received for information? All of them? Oh, okay. I needed to receive each one for information, so I can go back to number 8. Can I have a motion to receive that for information, or shall I just do all let's do all communications. Oh, good, thank you, Director White. Second, Director Toth, all in favor? Thank you, and thank you very much. Yeah. We're on to item 10, Annex I, page 41, regarding free student transit. Any discussion on that one? Yes.
Yeah,
Director White?
I'll just speak up and say that this is the moment where any other directors can object publicly to my conversational writing tone instead of whispering in my ear.
I think we're all happy with your conversational writing tone. Okay, seeing no further discussions, let's move on to item number 11. Regarding creating sustainable and shared prosperity for future generations, it's Annex J, pages 42 to 52. Any discussions on those? Yes, Director McMahon.
No, I just wanted to say that I appreciate this being on the agenda because people have been wondering about this particular parcel of land for a long time, and this is the first news that we've had in a long time. So it's appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, I know we don't normally put news releases, but this one was a special consideration to us, so that was cool. Thank you. And we're on to item number 12, which is regarding vision and guiding principles engagement with Metro Vancouver Solid Waste Management Plan Update, Annex K, pages 53 to 54. Any discussion? Yes, Director McMahon.
I'd like to move that communication be forwarded to PTAC.
Yes, thank you. I see a seconder. Any discussion on that motion? No? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? No? That's carried then. Oh, we have a question. Yes, Director Inkster?
Just a question. Will the final report that's mentioned here that asks for input come to the regional district in the end then? That it's always good to get all the information we can on solid waste management.
Is there any staff that might be able to answer that question?
I think we'd have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. Later, not today. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it would be nice to see if we got some more. Okay. Seeing no more hands up, no more discussion. We're on to item 13, and that the resignation of Elizabeth Turner from the Solid Waste Management Plan Public and Technical Advisory Committee, PTAC, be received. Can I have them? Yep. Seconded. I think that's all we need, is just to move received. Any discussions? No? All those in favor? Done. Bylaws, we have none. Directors' reports. I can't find mine, so I'll start over with Director Toth, please.
Thank you, Chair. Given the length of the day so far, I have nothing to report other than I failed to welcome Director Inkster to the board this morning. So welcome, Director Inkster.
Yes, welcome. Cool. Director White.
Me too. Welcome, Director Inkster.
You can, you actually can request to be moved if necessary.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. We may have that conversation sooner rather than later. I just wanted to say when I'll be doing the director's reports that I'll be talking over the next number of months about what's happening in Seashelt, events and things like that, especially Canada Day coming up, and welcoming and inviting all the directors to everything fun that happens in Seashelt. And I'll be doing that in part of my director's reports. And I also wanted to tell Director Gabius that Director Toth and myself are here for you and experience support with what we noticed that you're going through. So if you ever want any advice or any help, we're here for you. Okay? And that's it. Thank you.
Is that muscle you're talking about?
It depends.
Director Bax.
Like to welcome Director Inkster to the group. It's been a very busy couple of weeks for sure. We've had some great information that we've received, and we've had a lot of interesting meetings. I attended the fire safety talk at the Roberts Creek Hall a couple weeks ago, and I'd like to thank managers Hughes and Trait from Emergency Services for attending and being there, as well as a couple of our local fire chiefs and representatives of wildfire. It was a very interesting afternoon full of lots of great information. And I'm sure it won't be the last time that we get together and discuss these, how to prepare ourselves for the wildfire season. It seems like we've joined California in having these different seasons, wildfire and flood and all these other seasons that they have as well. And besides that, I'm just trying to keep my ear open in my weekly meetings at the Gumboot Cafe, and I still get people that come and visit me, and I try to dispense as much good information as I can, and I look forward to the upcoming meetings.
Thank you. Director McMahon, please.
Thank you. And I wanted to say to Director Inkster that I really do appreciate updates from the municipalities when they're available, because I once again started this term with the intention of reading all the municipal agendas as well as ours, and that lasted about, 8 weeks. And I fell hopelessly behind, and so I am not keeping up on the municipalities, so I really do appreciate any, top of the news, that, especially if it wasn't covered by the Coast Reporter. I've been to a number of things. On first Mondays of the month at 9 a.m., the Affordable Housing Society holds a little meeting with reps from the local governments just to update housing news on the coast. It only runs an hour. It's quite useful, and I appreciate it often under an hour as a nice brief, newsy what's going on. WASAC was interesting. PTAC was interesting. May the 8th, I was at the library, Gibson's Library Board. They gave me a lot of feedback on this year's budget process, and I am looking forward to an opportunity for further discussion with staff and the board about how we can better handle the budget process for our very large community partners. Thank you.
Yes, that is a discussion we need to have. I agree. I'll skip over me and go to Director Gavious, please.
Thank you, Chair. Well, welcome, Director Inkster. Very nice to have you here with us, and I've really enjoyed your input so far. It's very nice to have you. Not much to report on my end. I've been mostly meeting with constituents and communicating with constituents on different topics, and I'm very lucky there's lots of really knowledgeable and generous residents in Half Moon Bay that are willing to help, so that's wonderful. One thing coming up is TRAC is coming to Half Moon Bay on the 18th for a little shoulder sweep on Red Roofs Road, so if anyone's interested, they can contact me or TRAC, and we're meeting at 6 p.m. on the 18th at Cooper's Green Park, and we're going to do a little vigilante shoulder sweep, because Moti is not doing it. Thank you.
Vigilante shoulder sweep. That's a good one. Director Stamford, please.
Thank you. It's only been a week since my last report, so I'm going to keep this fairly short. First thing, I'd like to just do a special acknowledgement to one of our new APC members who steps up above and beyond. This person is also a major mover and shaker in the Area F area. She's part of the Langdale School. She's a union rep and a strong supporter of all things workers' rights. And she's just won, let me get my page here. She's just won the George Matthew Award for Excellence from the BC CPAC, which is the Parent Advisory Committees. And I'm just amazed at how much work Miyuki Shinkai does for her community, for Area F specifically, and for the communities at large. So I just want to acknowledge that. I also have been in touch with Route 3 Ferry Advisory Committee. As many of you know, the ferries double booked our route for the May long weekend. And that is a disaster, but they have been responding very well. They apparently, people that I've heard were impacted by this were called, and other arrangements were made, and a real effort by BC Ferries to reach out and try and make amends for this difficult situation. I don't think anybody wants this to happen, but it's just another long line of concerns as we try and get through the year with less than stellar amount of people and obviously technology issues for BC Ferries. And finally, upcoming on Gambier Island specifically is a joint fire awareness meeting at Sea Ranch, and this is unusual in that all the communities that have fire equipment groups are getting together to just talk for the day, figuring out how to get through the summer with limited equipment, and support each other. And just a reminder, they're all isolated communities. There's no road access between them. So everything they do is getting on the blower, getting on boats, and when push comes to shove, they do get together. So again, it's the highest priority for that island for this summer. Thank you.
Thank you. The islands do have unique issues there. Speakers on there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just in case you start swearing or something. Okay, I'll be quite quick. I attended a mayor and chair's seasonal preparedness on May 5th. They basically run over the same stuff that staff covered this morning. Matter of fact, it was the same stuff, so there's no use me repeating it. There is stuff that's available online, though, for anybody that wants to go check that out. So if you actually want to go look at what staff showed us on the charts and things, I do have a link. There's going to be a May Day celebration this Saturday in Madeira Park. They had a dunk tank, and they said, "Say, can we just borrow you for 15 minutes?" I think they were going to try and drown me. I said, "I'm too old. You probably would drown me," so I bailed. And on the 20th, the following, there's a fish release in Chapman Creek Hatchery. Yeah, I intend to go down and have a look at that. I think it'll be cool. So it's 11 o'clock, Chapman Creek Hatchery. And if you get a chance, you'll bump into me down there. So that's my report for now. And I think unless the CAO wants to do a report, no? Okay, we have no new business. We're going to go in camera, that the public be excluded from attendance at the meeting in accordance with Section 90 LK of the Community Charter. Can I have a motion for to go? Sorry, yes?
Just wanted to clarify that is 90 subsection 1K.
Oh, 90
Just-
subsection
It could make a
1K.
difference if we went in for the wrong reasons.
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, and so you'll make the motion. We have a seconder for the go in camera. Do we have a seconder? I need a seconder. Yeah, okay, we do. All in favor? Good. Now, motion that I guess Christine's the only alternate here. Christine Alexander. Motion for him to join us in camera. See him. Mover, seconder, all in favor? It's done. Okay.
There's two folks in the gallery.
There's
Coast
two
Recorder
folks.
and Donna Thomas.
Okay, we should get them to ask questions now, I guess, and then, so not make them wait. So let me just see here. Okay, anybody would like to ask some questions? Coast Reporter or Donna? If you would like to, just put up your hand.
Donna has a.
Yeah,
Are you getting questions from the Coast Reporter at the moment?
no, it's yours. You're up.
Okay.
You're up.
It's Donna, and as usual, my question always is when I come into these meetings is what I'm going to hear about what we're doing as a community, and also what we're what are reports are coming from the directors, because that's always interesting as well. And I just want to say that I'm at the point now, well, I have been for quite a while actually, because I attend these meetings and because I'm interested in the community, that I now trust the regional district. I don't have to be forever wondering, what they're up to kind of thing. There's a real strong feeling of trust, and I wanted to let you know that, as my old boss used to say, while the cat's away, the mice will carry on as usual. So anyway, thank you very much, you guys, for the work you do.
Thank you very much for your very nice comments, and we do appreciate you following. And it's always good to know someone's there to keep us honest. So that's very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, there's nobody in the gallery, and I don't see any other hands up there, so if, yes, Coast Reporter was listening, she bailed. Donna, if you could hang up now, that would be cool, and we'll go in camera. Welcome back to our board meeting of May 11th, 2023. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Director Gabius, seconded Director Stamford. All in favor? Thank you. It's carried. We're adjourned.